Hello and welcome. So I'm doing this little video because I just saw A Star is Born yesterday and I really enjoyed it, and none of my friends have watched it. So I guess I just want to talk to myself and to a camera and discuss the film a little bit. I got into a little binge of watching other people review it just so I could be like, yes, I totally agree with that. And I just wanted to make my own. So A Star is Born is directed by Bradley Cooper. It's his first film as a director. It also has Lady Gaga, Sam Elliott, Dave Chappelle. Let me tell you that my scarf was wet getting out of the movie theater because many times during the film I was crying, tear. I didn't bawl my eyes out until probably the last few scenes, but there were moments there that just hit you like a train of how raw they are. It starts out with Bradley Cooper. He's this enormous rock star, and I thought he would be more of a country singer, which is what honestly threw me off from the film in the first place. I didn't know it would be this hard rock in the beginning, which was a really good song. The soundtrack itself, I mean, you're gonna hear that it has really good music. I know that one of the members in the band is Willie Nelson's son, and I think that the backing band for this Bradley Cooper Jackson Maine character is Neil Young's backing band. So I mean, there's a talented bunch in this whole film. For a first film for Bradley Cooper to direct and star in, I mean, that in and of itself is kind of crazy. Having the director be one of the main focuses in the film can be a little much and it can go wrong, but he executed it really well. I was surprised and stunned by some of the shots he did and how everything looked, some of the picturesque moments. I was just blown away. I'm a total sucker for neon lights and the mixing of two colors. When Lady Gaga's in this club where Bradley Cooper's character recognizes her, she's singing this French song. It was so beautiful to watch Lady Gaga just perform, and this role just comes so natural for her. I mean, it's Lady Gaga, but her acting really shows in this film, and I really enjoyed that scene. It just looks so beautiful, and Bradley is definitely a director to watch out for because he definitely executed the concept and the story well in my eyes. It's a 2-hour film. I have to say some of the pacing in the beginning can feel a little rushed. I was a little confused with the timing in like the first half of the film, considering how fast the relationship kind of grows. I mean, I think the day after she sings in that drag queen bar, which it starts out with rock and roll and drag queens, so I was just on board within the first 5 minutes of this. But literally the next day after Bradley finds or Jackson Maine finds Allie in this bar, she is singing on stage with him in front of tens of thousands of people. Regardless, you feel everything that Lady Gaga is portraying in this. Her nervousness for going out on that stage, and then her finding herself, at least in the beginning of it, and struggling with, having her voice be heard, and Jackson Maine, just supporting her throughout, because at the same time it's a love story. And the struggles that this movie tells that a person can deal with is just beyond. I think a ton of people will be able to relate to at least some of the things that are portrayed, or concepts that are portrayed in this movie. The struggle of loving someone when you see them at their worst, and just trying to see the good in them, and having the strength to just be our own person. And in this case, having a girl with just so much talent, and demonstrating that in the best way that she wants to, while struggling with all the fame that comes her way and the fate that comes through that, is really amazing to watch, because you just see the human emotions in these people. I was just waiting for it to get corny, and it just never did, like, go back past that point. Sam Elliott plays Jackson Maine's brother, who's a lot older. They have, you know, issues with their father, who was also an alcoholic, and that is another main topic in this film, alcoholism. Jackson Maine is just struggling with alcohol addiction, medicating himself. And for a glimpse, Lady Gaga, you know, this newfound love, you know, he kind of sees the light at the end of the tunnel, but then the rise to fame changes her character. She still loves him throughout everything. You can just see the love, but you can see his hurt in her change after what they started with. She kind of turns into this Katy Perry-esque pop star, which I guess Lady Gaga kind of is, but they really like made it just so poppy. Like the song that she ended up with, when she eventually rises to, you know, being the musical guest in SNL. It's like a song about, you know, having your ass in certain jeans and some stupid lyrics like that. And you can just see how hurt Bradley Cooper's character is in this. And the constant struggle with his past issues, his current issues, and the defeat that comes with addiction. I mean, I was melting in my seat. There's this cringy moment in the movie where Lady Gaga eventually wins a Grammy, which her character is Allie, and he is just piss drunk, and he was walking her to the stage, and he just passes out on the stairs to the stage, and I just wanted to like leave the theater because I thought it was so cringy. And you know, if it was happening in real life, I would just like thank you and then just leave. But I think that scene, I think it was a little too long, because I don't think any sane person would allow that to happen. But I think, you know, he just wanted to show, I guess, how she just still continues to just try. And when you're just madly in love with someone, you know, it's so hard to just let go of all the negative things that you see in your loved one and move on. Especially when someone like her character just has everything going for her, and he's kind of just pulling her back a little. But the love story in this is very beautiful. And I was just pleasantly surprised in this entire film, because probably a week ago I wouldn't have said yes, because one, I hate musicals, and love stories can just get a little too mushy and just eye roll for me, so it was a great surprise. Sam Elliott also does a great job. Dave Chappelle does a great job. The supporting actors, I mean, they cast this very well. The relationship with Sam Elliott is also another one that just hits you. There's just scenes in this movie that you just feel so much, and it's great. It's just told a great way. I was just crying so hard when it's just the shot of Sam Elliott backing out of the car after Bradley Cooper says something about how he just looks up to him, and he had always looked up to him. It just wasn't his dad. And just right away it cuts to Sam Elliott just backing the car away because he just can't handle it. Like, it's just two guys that just can't talk about their emotions. And you just feel for it, you know? And the movie ends with Bradley Cooper's character ended up going to rehab for months. He comes back, Lady Gaga's character is still there, you know, they're husband and wife, and they're continuing to obviously deal with what he's done. She is just the most supportive significant other that you could ask for. She's on tour, you know. They're living in a quaint home considering the millions and millions that they have. There's such a dynamic, honestly, in this whole film that's why I feel like there's just so much to talk about, and I wish I could have been more organized, but I just wanted to press play and record my thoughts on it. But it does end with him coming from rehab. Allie's manager just destroys Bradley Cooper's character in the sense of telling, I guess in a way, the truth, or what Lady Gaga is afraid to say to Jackson Maine, and in the regard that, you know, he was just embarrassing her, and if he ever goes back to alcohol, there's no way that you can continue being with her because you will fuck up her life. And in a way, he needed to hear that, but I was still just so taken aback, like, holy shit. But I guess after, I've never experienced someone with addiction to that regard, and I can just imagine the hurt and pain that someone dealing with that can cause other people. But that was literally the final blow for his character, where Bradley goes back to his garage, takes a belt, and just ends his life. And it was a hard ending. You see the struggle. I mean, of course, Lady Gaga has phenomenal singing. She has a last song at the end. And besides singing, I think she was a great actress in this. She had, for a leading role, she just showed what she got. And I mean, the girl is just talented, okay? I urge anyone to watch this movie. It can be relatable in some parts, and even if it's not, you literally feel like you're in the story with these people. And it was just a really good film. Like, for me to put on a camera and record my review on A Star Is Born, I mean, I should be looking at jobs right now. So I need to get back, but Thank you for listening if you did. It's just one girl's opinion in this dark, dark world. And see you later.